Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth. And I am here today to document a rumor of yet another way Disney is self-destructing. Today I bring you a stunning new rumor of just how god-awful woke the new Captain America movie is, kind of like Captain America and the Winter Soldier, but even worse. Reportedly, Captain America 4 is in reshoots at the moment, but a source has stepped forward with details on just how horribly woke this movie is and how horribly it fared in test screenings. Surprise, surprise, looks like yet another box office bomb is getting ready to drop as Iger adds to his track record of abject failures. Yes, my friends, these days it seems like Disney can do nothing right. They fail on almost every imaginable level, but of course that's no surprise since they're essentially an entertainment company that cannot seem to create anything entertaining. They bend themselves backwards trying to create movies and shows that are essentially propaganda for their LGBTQIA MOUSE lords and masters, BlackRock and Vanguard. From what I hear, because of vast low-interest or interest-free loans and support from BlackRock and Vanguard, Disney feels like it no longer needs customers or an audience, and so they incorporate woke propaganda into their programs and blow off the whole entertaining thing. And then they wonder why people are turning away from Disney in droves. Newsflash, Disney, the vast majority of the public don't give two squirts of lukewarm piss about your message and your precious woke agenda, and thankfully this is still a marginally free country, which means you can't force people to watch your joyless hostile attacks on basically everything traditional to Western civilization, and the longer these stupid, profitless attacks go on, the more your brand will be tarnished past the point of no return. Disney is Bud Light and Gillette and Target all rolled up in a rainbow flag. They want to shove that woke sandwich right up your ass, people, and that's why folks are turning away from Disney in droves. Woke is going broke at Disney, my friends. That's one of the things that Nelson Peltz is fighting so hard against, the broke part of that equation. I have no information, nor do I have any idea or guess as to how Nelson Peltz feels about wokeness personally, but I can tell you this. Peltz wants profit, folks. Peltz wants fiscal sanity at Disney. He wants meaningful dividends for investors, and he wants investors of Trian Fund Management to get a fair return for their Disney investment money. And that hasn't happened. Trian has lost a lot of money allegedly thanks to the Disney board's alienating and insulting decisions, and Peltz wants to fix that situation, which leads me to the conclusion that since wokeness is the primary cause of Disney's deterioration, it will have to be wokeness that gets phased out in order for profits to flow again. Peltz surely knows that, and that's why I feel fairly confident that if Peltz manages to crowbar his way onto the Disney board, changes will finally be coming. Now, probably prompted by the intense pressure that Peltz is bringing, Iger has recently been forced to pay lip service to the notion that films and shows should not be slaves to the woke message. He said as much just recently as quoted in a CNBC article titled, "Disney CEO Bob Iger says movies have been too focused on messaging." Haha, no shit, Bob. In that article, they write, quote, Disney Chief Executive Officer Bob Iger said Wednesday he will no longer tolerate his company's partners and creative team prioritizing messaging over storytelling. Creators lost sight of what their number one objective needed to be, Iger said at the Deal Book Summit in New York on Wednesday. We have to entertain first. It's not about messages. We have entertained with values and with having a positive impact on the world in many different ways. Black Panther is a great example of that, Iger said. I like being able to entertain if you can infuse it with positive messages and have a good impact on the world. Fantastic. But that should not be the objective. When I came back, what I have really tried to do is to return to our roots, unquote.
That's a crock of shit, dude. What the hell is he talking about? Disney is woke as a cup of coffee on speed. Every single Disney product has been woke as fuck, and he's trying to say he's trying to return Disney to its roots? This seems less like a mission statement and more like a retcon of reality prompted by fears of Nelson Peltz moving in. Funny how the mere thought of being held accountable to investors sends a chill down Disney's collective spine. Iger will say anything at this point, even something so obviously false, just to try and get Peltz off his back.
Peltz is not going anywhere, my friends. Not so long as Disney fails to make profit for investors, and at this point, that seems like a feature of this Disney board, not a bug. Bomb after bomb is dropping from the Disney board, folks, and rumors of the next bomb are so heinous. I need to warn everyone of what could be coming next in the MCU. From everything I'm hearing, Captain America 4, and the titles keep changing as they try to make up their minds exactly what this thing is going to be, it's a woke shitstorm. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by sources claiming knowledge of the situation at Disney, but since I cannot personally confirm any of this, I am presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. Last week, this is what my Hollywood spies told me. Quote, "We have literally had a story drop in our laps and decided to dig into what we were told about the new Captain America Brave New World. The first source was a walk-in and we really weren't sure if what he told us was true. But that being said, this is what source number one told us. Quote, the Captain America movie is a complete train wreck. I work in blank, he told us, but I'm leaving that out. And I have a really good friend that is on set, and the shit he has told me has to be known. We asked the source if they'd be willing to give us information about him or herself, and would it be possible to speak to this friend on a call. This source gave us some details on him or herself and told us they would talk to this friend, but wouldn't guarantee the friend would talk to us. The source told us that Disney has made it very clear. If you talk to anybody about what is happening on set of any kind of show or movie, they would fire you on the spot and would make sure every studio and union knew about what you had done. We can confirm this. This is not the only source that has told us this. We asked this source, okay, in your words, tell us as much about Cap America as you feel comfortable with. The source replied, quote, this movie has been in the works before Captain America and the Winter Soldier. It has 6 names that I know of and has already been test screened. We replied, hold up, sorry to interrupt you, but are you saying this movie is done? The source replied, yes, it's been done and is already in reshoots. It was done about October, not sure of the exact date. Well, like I was saying, it's been test screened, and my friend told me it scored even lower than the Marvels. I believe the highest score it got was in the 20s. As I recall, the Marvels were in the 30s to 40s, unquote.
Holy shit on a flaming feminist stick, Batman. Captain America 4 had even lower audience scores than the Marvels? The Marvels is the lowest grossing Marvel film of all time, and this shit is worse? How can that possibly be, dude? How is it Disney keeps finding new bottoms to their barrel?
That is a great question, Harvey Cthulhu. My spies were similarly stunned at this news, and they followed up by asking the source, do you know any details of the movie itself? The source asked us if we had seen the Disney Plus show. We replied yes, and then the source told us, quote, the movie is basically that, but only 2 hours, 38 minutes. I don't know all the details, but it's basically Orange Man bad, cops kill blacks, and at the end of the movie, there's another do-better speech. It scored so low because, according to my friend, the most complaints were at the end of the movie and the speech. The speech was white people are bad and need to do better, like reparations and being more inclusive of black people. One line that he said, according to my friend, was when a white man walks down a street, if they see a black man, the white person will cross the street to get as far from the black man as they can. I'm pretty sure my friend said that was one of the many things that was being rewritten and reshot, unquote.
This has the stink of truth about it, Doomcock, and it may be a small modicum of proof that Iger really is trying to back away from the woke a bit. For example, one of the reasons why the Marvels were so short and incoherent is because prior to release, they allegedly decided they couldn't release it with all that concentrated wokeness known to cause baldness and tumors in laboratory rats, and so they yanked out big chunks of the Marvels and didn't replace the missing chunks with anything. Yep. Maybe this Captain America Brave New World or New World Order or New Shit Show or whatever they're calling it these days will be similarly gutted.
As you famously said, Harvard Cthulhu, the wages of woke is broke. And maybe, just maybe, Iger is finally waking up to that now. If only because Peltz is putting so much pressure on Disney and the board now. Or he may just be sheltering under the shield of these admissions until Peltz moves on, at which time Iger will revert to the same old bullshit. Only time will tell, folks, and we will keep a sharp eye on what's going on. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.